Want to see how to supercharge your cabin fan to go from this to this? Keep watching because I'm going to show you how I got it done with just 2 of these relays and some wire. First, let me show you how the fan systems on our trucks work. And for those of you like me who are electronically challenged, I made you a little diagram. Our fans need power and ground to work. When the key and the climate control are in the on position, the fan always receives 12 volts. But the fan doesn't turn on until it receives a ground signal. That's from our switch right here. When you turn your fan system on, this switch right here sends a ground signal over to your fan. It sends it through these wires over here to a resistor. The resistor looks like this, and it has different coils for the different resistances for the fan. When you turn your switch from low, medium, or medium high, it sends a ground signal through the different paths of the resistor, changing the fan speed. But when you move this switch to high, it bypasses that resistor altogether and goes right into the fan, which means you should get all available amperage over to that fan, right? On these classic Fords, the old thin wire that runs throughout the cabin creates a ton of resistance, which means the fan isn't running at the amperage that it should be or could be running at. And that brings us here. Ohm's law states that if we want to increase our amperage, we need to either increase our voltage or decrease our resistance. Well, why not do both? That's right, guys. My auto adventures, now with physics.
Yes, science!
We're going to start with the hard part first, the resistance side. To get this done, you're going to want to know how a 5-pin relay works. If you do, go ahead and skip to the next part. But if not, I'm going to show you how it works right now. We have our 5-pin relay here. The wiring colors may be different for different relays, but we're going to start with these 2 smaller black and white wires, and they use electromagnets to activate the relay. Let me hook them up to these alligator cables, and I'll show you what that sounds like. We're going to connect one to positive and one to negative, and that clicking you hear is the relay activating. And now we can look at our other color wires. And I grabbed my multimeter and set it to ohms so I could show you this easily. When my multimeter is in ohms and it touches 2 continuous wires, meaning signal passes through each other, the multimeter makes a loud beep. So anytime you hear a loud beep from the multimeter, it means it's touching 2 continuous wires. I'm connecting it to this yellow and red wire. When the relay is inactive, it's continuous. But now look what happens when I activate the relay. With the relay active, those 2 wires are no longer continuous. But then, when I take my multimeter off of the yellow wire and put it onto the blue wire, you can see it's not continuous with the relay active, but then, when the relay activates, it then passes a signal from the red wire to the blue wire. All that to say, when the relay is inactive, the red and yellow wires are continuous, and when the relay is active, the blue and red wires are continuous. And that's how this 5-pin relay works. Now, let me show you the actual wires that we're going to be using in the system. There's only 2 plugs we're going to be focusing on for this whole thing. The first one here is the main fan plug, and this is a 2-wire, just 1 positive and 1 negative. On my system, the negative wire is the total orange wire, and the positive wire is black with an orange stripe. And then the other plug for the resistor is right down here. And with that unplugged, we can see a couple different color wires here. And the only one we're going to be focusing on is the orange one in the front. That one is our output wire and our high fan speed wire. I took off the plastic wiring harness so we have better access to the wires. And now that we know what we're physically looking at, let's take another look at the wiring diagram. That orange wire is going throughout the cab, and it's bottlenecking our amperage for the fan. So instead, what we're going to do is use that orange wire as a signal wire for our relay instead. So step 1 is going to be to cut that orange wire in 2 places. First, let's disconnect the negative cable on our battery. We're going to cut right here on our resistor plug wire. We want to be able to give ourselves plenty of wire still on both sides because we're going to be making connections to both of those. And then we're going to make another cut right here on the fan plug wire. Same thing, giving ourselves plenty of wire to work with. Now let's take a look at our relay. If we take the orange wire from the fan plug that we just cut and connect it to this red wire here, and then we take the yellow wire and connect it to the orange wire going to the plug of the resistor, these 2 remain continuous as long as the relay is inactive, which means our fan will still work when we're on low, medium, and medium high, because the orange wire on the resistor plug is the output for those 3 settings. And then, if we were to take this blue wire here and connect it to a close, clean ground, as soon as the relay is activated, our fan would get a fresh new ground source with very little resistance, thus creating more amperage. But how are we going to activate the relay when we're on high? Well, we need a positive and a negative source. We know our positive wire on our fan plug always gets 12 volts when the system's turned on. So if we took our white wire on the relay and tapped into that positive wire, we would have power for the relay. And how do we get ground? That orange wire we just cut, that goes from the cab to the resistor plug, that gets ground as soon as our switch switches to high. If we connect our black relay wire to that orange wire coming from the cab, it'll be grounded whenever we put the switch to high. And that's going to activate our relay. So now that we have everything tucked over, let's get this relay connected. This is our same relay, but I've soldered some longer connections to it. That way it can reach all the areas we need it to. I've also crimped on a ring terminal to our blue wire here. We're gonna find some good ground on our fender or firewall and connect it there. I'm gonna be using wire nuts for now to show these connections, but when I'm all done, I'll be soldering these for a clean, unbreakable connection. Just like in our diagram, the red wire on the relay is gonna be going to the totally orange plug wire for the fan. Next, the relay's yellow wire is going to be connected to the orange plug wire for the resistor. Next, for the black wire on the relay, we're going to be connecting that to the orange wire that's coming from our cab switch. Next, we're going to be taking the white relay wire and we're going to be temporarily tapping into the positive wire for the fan plug. I say temporarily because this will be changing when we get to the voltage side of this project. I'm going to crimp on a terminal for the tap and then get that temporarily connected to our vampire clip. And then finally, I got a good ground source right here on the fender to mount that ring terminal for our blue wire. These are all the connections that we're going to be doing for our resistance side of the project. And with our relay connected, we can get this tested to make sure that everything works before moving on. This is what we had before, and this is after. And that's only half of the project done, but already we're seeing some improvement from our fan. And now we can get done with the easy side. Now that we're relay pros, this next part of the install is going to be really fast. We're going to be using the same style of relay, but I depinned the yellow wire because we're not going to be using it for the voltage side. But because we are going to be connecting something directly to the battery, we always want to use an inline fuse. I picked one up like this and I'll show you how to get it installed. Let's talk about our relay first. We have our blue wire and our red wire. Those are only going to be connected when our relay is active. Our blue wire, we're gonna have connected directly to our battery, right through this inline fuse. And then for the positive wire for the fan, we're gonna be cutting that and connecting this red wire to the plug wire. And then how do we get the relay to activate? Our negative wire is gonna go to our fender where we put our other ring terminal. And then our positive wire for the relay is gonna go to the positive wire that would normally be attached to the plug for the fan. And if that's a little confusing, I made you guys another diagram. So we have our battery right here, our fuse, and that's gonna go to our blue wire on our relay. We don't have a yellow wire, so we're gonna go to our red wire right here, which is gonna go to our power wire for the fan. We're gonna be cutting our power wire from the fan, and we're gonna be connecting the white wire to the one coming from the cab. This white wire right here is going to be our signal wire, and it's gonna tell our relay when to turn on and send direct power from our battery. And then this black wire right here is gonna go to the same spot on the fender where we have our ground for the other relay. And so now that we talked through it, let's get it done. I'm gonna carefully get the wing nut off the stud for the positive side of the battery. I did the same thing with this relay, extending out our wires just a bit. I have our inline fuse soldered to our blue relay wire and a ring terminal at the end of that. And then I crimped on another ring terminal for the black relay wire as well. We'll start with the wire nut connections first. We're gonna remove the tap from our resistor side, as well as the vampire clip from the fan's positive wire. I'm gonna cut off the terminal for the positive wire for our other relay, and then I'll strip that wire as well. And then I'm gonna cut that positive fan wire right where we had the vampire clip. And then I'm gonna strip both sides of that fan positive wire because we're gonna be using both of those. We'll take the plug wire, the positive wire we used for our tap on the other relay, and our red wire from our new voltage relay, and get those all wire nutted together. Now we can get our white relay activator wire and connect that to the positive wire coming from the cab that we just cut off the plug. Now we can take the black ring terminal wire and we can get that mounted in the same area we have our other relay. And then our last wire here with the inline fuse is going straight to the battery positive. The inline fuse came with a 40 amp. We're gonna be swapping that out to a 30 amp for long-term use. We'll get that ring terminal securely connected to our positive post. And that is it, guys. That is all the connections that we need to make for this upgrade. It looks like a jumbled spaghetti mess right now, but once we get rid of all these wire nuts and get everything soldered, it'll look a whole lot better. Now that everything's connected, we can test this out and see the results. Here's our before, and this is our after. I don't know maths, but I know that is a really good percentage increase. That is how we significantly improve the fan systems on these old trucks. Thanks for watching, guys. To see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on our next auto adventures.